Jay went viral over the weekend over a freestyle he did at the Roots picnic, and people feel like he took shots at you. You seen it?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Contrary to what everyone may believe, I really still look at Jay as my brother.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think he's been disingenuous, or he's been disingenuous all the way along, and now he's been having a moment of levity and vulnerability, which I don't believe. I think he's just saying that, but who cares what I think? I'm just saying. Um,
And I know Jay. And I was like, all these years, just even amongst my crew, we would be like, he ain't gonna never say nothing until he's broke. So he hasn't said anything for 20 years. And I'm like, damn, I hope he's not.
he said things along the way, and he didn't say much. He says precise darts. He throws precise darts and keeps it moving. He's been doing that throughout the years, a little here and there. So it's nothing different.
Not broke because he would said something that it was whack. It was like a joke, but it was an old joke. He used my lyrics, so I started to be like, he's not like like I would prefer the version of Jay that would have said something more clever, and that's not the version of Jay that I would have ever signed. And I felt bad because I was like, it must be embarrassing for him to now have to be on that stage, not the same version of himself.
I he's trying to do a good spin. He's trying to spin it, and it's not working. He sounds delusional. Maybe perhaps he's on to something. Maybe he knows something we don't know. He's alluding to Jay's being desperate. Jay's broke. He's already alluded to that. At least that's how I'm reading into it. And it's an old psychological trick. For those, he's really pandering to a specific base that he has. That's diehard Team Dame. There's some diehard Team Dames out there, and that's what he's pandering to. If they're not diehard Team Dame, they're diehard anti Jay-Z, and he's pandering to that, to to this to this rhetoric that Jay is reaching, Jay is broke, Jay's desperate. I'm not one to pocket watch, but I don't see that. But let's go. Let's continue.
And still have to work at that age because he has to. So that was the brother in me, like, damn, I know that because I know him. That when we were younger, when he was this age, he hated talking to people and doing he was retiring since Reasonable Doubt. For him to have to come outside 20 years later, I just felt kind of like embarrassed for him a little bit because we all know him. And then the funny thing,
I venture to say, after not being around him for 20 plus years, you don't know him, Dame. None of us know him. You don't know him. None of us know him. You might know him better than us, than the general public. But you don't know that man. You ain't been around him in 20 years. So, and Jay-Z has had the resources and the time, the renewed energy, whatever, having kids, having a wife, having access to different things, new teachings, new developments in medicine and all these things, and new practices, and whether that be on the occult satanic side, as some people like to suggest, or just tapping into just different parts of your being. We are human beings. We are allowed to evolve. We're allowed to change. We're allowed to, again, get new energy from, all types of different ways. So just saying that. You don't know that, man.
Me, I couldn't even hear the lyrics because the hairstyle was crazy. And I was like, why would they let him come outside like that? Like, I'm gonna, because to me it's like that shit is funny, and there should be jokes for that hairstyle. And if like everyone around him that loves him didn't,
As someone who will throw it out when I need to, I don't see nothing wrong with the fro. I think if that's his hair, if it's not his hair, who cares? But the fact that if that's his hair, which I believe is his hair, I have no reason not to believe it's not his hair. Or he's had again, he's got access to a lot of different things that most of us don't. He could have taken something surgically, have his hair enhanced, whatever the case is, his head. I like being froed out, and some people do. I in a professional setting, I've had comments about my hair being froed out. I think I look fly. I've had enough affirmation and confirmation that I look fly. I like the way I look with a fro. That man probably looked like the way he looked with a fro. I thought it looked fly. I mean, it's a testament to our heritage as far as our black features. What's wrong with hair?
laugh and be like, yo, what are you doing? And I'm like, why would he do that? Like, we want to see, and I'm going to tell, because I still care about JJ. When you do Yankee Stadium, I need you to get a fade, not a fade, a Caesar. I need you to put the Yankee hat on and do the thing to the side. That's what we want to see. We want to see chuckers.
Not what I care to see.
We want to see some jewelry. We don't want to see this version of you. I know I don't. That version of The Rock was painful and hard to look at. Pause. So, almost like we don't have direct conversation, but I do feel like if I'm not around, he's not relevant. I feel like that's the reason why they have to bring my name up all the time. I thought that rap was it was bad. It was terrible.
Dame is crazy though. One thing I respect, he's gonna go down swinging, shamelessly. He is naturally just hilarious. He has a resolve and a shield that should be studied and can be modeled in a lot of ways. Not the delusional. Well, yeah, be delusional. He's delusional. That's one thing I can respect, is that he's delusional and he's not stepping down as far as his ego is not serving him to the best of his ability. It hasn't served him to the best of his ability, but the man still has a level of fortitude, which I have to commend. And he does have some accolades. He does have points on the board. He does have a leg to stand on. He does have a word. And he may, in the fullness of time, he may end up being absolutely right. He may end up being on top of his version of it, and Jay may very well at some point have his kingdom come crumbling down with all these things that come out. And I mean, there's always these stories behind, sinister stories behind Jay-Z anyway, having kids that he doesn't take care of, or that he doesn't claim, all types of claims. Anyway, let's go.
Even the way he projects, because again, I'm critiquing him from where he was and where he is. And then I'm like, damn, like, what, like, why are you trying to make people look like at the outline of you and not directly at you? Why do they keep putting you in these funny hairstyles? And who is this? What version of this would have sold if Jay would have came out in that stupid ass hairstyle with them dull clothes, with nothing shiny in 2096 when we were coming out, would that have been the one that you would have been a fan of?
It doesn't matter. He has a core fan base. And you know what? The fan base of Jay, they follow his blueprint, not to pun intended, maybe. The core fan base that I've witnessed I used to be a big Jay fan. I'm not so much anymore. I'm not a Jay apologist or anything. See things objectively, but I mean, I like Jay, and I can't discount the hold that Jay had on me at one time that still has a hold on a lot of people that are in my generation, in their late 30s, 40s, even early 50s, even mid 50s, that they're entrepreneurs. They're, very successful, very productive members of society that are hardcore members of Jay-Z. And they grew up with him and they used his music as a soundtrack and as motivation. I know those people. I have them in my family. I know those people, and they quote Jay verses like scripture. This has them in a tizzy, in a frenzy right now. This event, everything Jay does, and he knows this. He knows this. He has a pulse on the culture like none other that I've ever seen. No judgment on whether or not that's good or bad. It's just what it is. He has a pulse to where he knows this, and then him and Beyonce now playing this role of limited access, of not being as visible. They play that up consciously, subconsciously, so, on purpose or whatever. And he knows he can put out a verse, put out a freestyle as he did, and it will have everybody talking. And it'll have a faction of people that will hang on every word, dissect every word like they're doing, like I'm doing. And you can't discount that. And Dame needs to understand that Dame can't overlook that. He shouldn't overlook that. And he's overlooking that, obviously. Or he's just being he's just showing bravado for the camera. And this is a hustle to Dame at this point, obviously. He knows that's what's going to keep his cash register ringing, is doing these interviews, talking about Jay, because most people really don't want to hear much else from Dame unless it's pertaining to Jay-Z and The Rock and all that, some type of controversy, or him just addressing being broke, stuff like that. Let's continue.
And then he's getting that.
But what I was saying was that people don't care. This hardcore fan base, they have not a care in the world about his attire and how he looked. As a matter of fact, some people, his fan base, they're going to eat it up. They love it. 56-year-old man, they can still grow hair. Is it his hair? How did he comb it out? There's whole videos and topics about that. Just how his hair, the evolution of his hair. And that's just crazy. So, no, he probably wouldn't have caught on. But that just, for one thing, that wasn't the look. People weren't doing that with their hair back then. That wasn't, people who had afros were Neo Soul, Maxwell, and D'Angelo. Those guys who walked around with fros out. Now the tide is, there's a collective consciousness where there's certain figureheads at the forefront that represent or mirror what is going on in the culture, and people grow their hair now. There's collective consciousness where there was once no tattoos, now everybody got tattoos. No beards, now everybody got beards. No hair, now everybody got hair. That's just culture. That's how collective consciousness always evolves. There's some people who stay stuck in the times, the people who evolve, people who just go back and forth and do whatever.
Drake. And I don't think Drake can beat Kendrick, but I know Drake can beat Jay. I know that for a fact. And then I was like, damn, this ain't say nothing about 50. 50, where's 50? I guess he don't want no smoke with 50, but.
Now that is a good point, but that's a good point. Didn't say anything about 50. But for one thing, I really don't think him and 50 really had. I don't know. I don't know why he does a diss 50. That's good. That's good. Maybe he just had no reason to at this point.
50 been kind of quiet lately too, for some reason. And then I'm like, the businessman in me was like, oh shit, I got a TV show coming out that I licensed to BET. And I pivoted toward real estate and I have all these good things going on. This is the alley-oop. It really isn't too much I gotta say. I mean, I'm hearing everyone else's opinions. I don't have to say nothing. I feel like he has to deal with that backlash just for being that whack on a Roots stage. It's like, was he trying to look like the drummer from the Roots? Was that like, what was the, I don't understand. And I don't know how he gets out of going from a dread to an afro in a day without patches and nothing. Like, was it to hide horns? So to me, that's what it looks like when you owe the devil money. They make you.
That's a good one, though. I'm not gonna lie. That was a good one. That was a good bar. Was it to hide his horns? That's a good bar.
Dress funny. They take all your jewelry away. And then they make you do what they say. I watched what happened to Kev Hart the other day. It was sad. So I went from being like a little aggravated with him to now feeling sorry because I'm actually watching what happens after 25 years after you sell your soul. You're in hell. You can't tell me when you were 30 that you wanted to be 60 with this stupid ass hairstyle, beefing with niggas that you know are gonna get at you all day long.
Look, as somebody who's had my 30s come and go, you don't know what you want. You don't know what life has in store for you. He should know that. As a 50-year-old man, he should know you can plan all you want. You can have visions, but until you get there, until you arrive at a certain place, you never know what your goals, ambitions, and passions and whatever drives you will be at that moment. You don't know, and you don't know what the season will call for. Anyway.
Like what I gotta do? Like, I don't want to see Rockefeller look like that. It's still a reflection of me. I love Freeway. He's on my album. I can guarantee. Here, how about this? Because I want to be nice. If he's in a bad place, if he is allegedly, I don't know. You know, show me something, Jay. You're supposed to be a billionaire. I never seen a billionaire have a job. I don't give a fuck about that Super Bowl. He's an employee. A billionaire doesn't take a job. I tried to buy the Raiders with Ray Lewis. If these niggas would have asked me to take a job, I would have felt very offended. I would have felt like they were asking me to produce Soul Plane. I would have been like, yo, man, get the fuck out of here. I just tried to buy a team and you telling me to do the entertainment? That's just not me. That's not my perspective of boss, is when a white man gives me a big job, because that means that white man can fire me. But what I know about business is it doesn't matter how much money you make. It's how much bills you have at the end of the month. So if you make $1 billion a month and you and your bills are 1 billion, 10 million, you're 10 million in the hole every month. You live well, but you got to work really hard. And I know too much. And it's funny because I know they got double agents all over. They play like that. To me, bitch ass niggas unite. What I didn't like is that he paused. I thought it was disrespectful to call me a nut ass nigga. Like, even though that's what they say in Philly, pause. Don't play with me like that, Jay. Don't do the nut thing. That's nasty. You know we don't do that. Keep it jokes. Just keep it jokes. But if we want to battle,
I gotta say, man, he's funny though. He's funny, and he does make you think. He's steadfast in his argument and his talking points. He's confident, and again, you have to respect that. And it will make you question the other side. Right? I can't be somebody who takes Dame's side and takes Jay's side, because none of us really know what is truly what behind the scenes. There's some truth on Jay's side. I can imagine there's truth on Jay's side, and I can imagine there's truth harsh truth on Dame's side, harsh truth on Jay-Z's side. Truth that Dame doesn't want people to know, and truth that Jay-Z doesn't want people to know. And then somewhere in the middle is the actual truth. That's always the case.
Anytime Jay wants to battle on the stage, I will personally destroy him. Anytime he wants to do a fashion line, I'll destroy him. Pause. Anytime he wants to make a movie, I will destroy him. Any television show or docuseries or book, I will destroy him. Pause. Like, it's not even close. Kanye just did 80,000 and they built the stadium for him, I think. Now that's rhythm. Getting on the roots with a stupid afro and doing a freestyle, a battle freestyle, after you just said that battle rap's not good for rap, is just dumb. And I'm just wondering who's telling him, or who's because someone has to be giving him orders. But those are the wrong ones. It just looks like they're trying to cook him. You know what I mean? I just didn't get the hair. It was hard to get past it. Like
He's funny, but he sounds like just a straight hater. I have to say, he just sounds like a hater. Like, and why are you worried about another man's hair? Personally, I think the fro is dope. But again, I'm someone who rocks my fro myself, so tell me something about my fro if you want to.
If they didn't like, because see, when Jay had, I'm gonna tell you a story real quick, and then we'll move on from Jay. One day I flew in for the Grammys with like Big Face Gary, Street, Best Out Cats. I think Tata was with us, Biggs. And I walked in and I ran into D-Mac and his other man, he's dark skinned, I forgot his name. And what happened was I had like 5 people with me and they were like, dang, we could get you in, but we can't get your peoples in. So I was like, all right, let me in and I'll pause. I'll find somebody. I'll work it out. So I run into D-Mac and he's like, yo,
hey, take a shot every time he says pause.
you better get out of here. Haitian Jack just is in here. So I'm like, so? I ain't got no problems with Haitian Jack. He's like, nah, yesterday he told Jay to suck his dick, pause. And Jay didn't tell me about it. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? I would have heard about that. Nah, you better get out of here. So now I can't leave. I don't want to tell everybody, so I tell Biggs. And,
See, I've noticed these are the only type of interviews. The reason why he comes on Art of Dialogue. Of course, it's a big platform. It's a good platform. He's in opposition to Vlad, which I support that. But the reason he comes on there is because this is one platform that allows Dame to just talk. Dame doesn't want to be asked questions. He doesn't want to be confronted. He doesn't want you to frame a narrative and then ask a question around that. He wants to throw something at him and then let him talk. And he's going to go from topic to topic to topic. And if I had the opportunity to interview Dame, that's exactly what I would do. Alley one question, if that, just let him talk, because that's what he likes to do. And he doesn't want to really do anything else. If you ever watch his interviews, he's in opposition to having you really ask him questions.
Run into Haitian Jack, we talk about it, and I'm like, he's like, Jay was disrespectful, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, but you told him to suck, you told him to suck it. Pause. And he had some peoples with him. But again, we had somewhat of a mutual respect. And Praz was there because he told me about the story later because he was there. I think Tracy Waples was there too. Praz told me that. So I walked around and I couldn't believe it. So I went back and I was like, yo, what happened? Like, what? He was with some people and I was with some people, but I didn't tell my people because I didn't want them too tense. But I saw him tell the guys like not to do nothing because I guess we worked it out, but I had to know what happened. So either way, the next day we see him and he got these stupid ass dress shirts on with cufflinks and jeans. And I'm like, he did that yesterday, but he does it another day. And I'm aggravated about the Haitian Jack shit. Cause I just walked into that. I felt like he should have told me. And you could ask my homeboys, we around the table and we like, I'm like, I sent a text to everybody like, y'all gonna let this nigga wear this stupid shirt? And I sent the text, or rather I told my homeboys, the best out. And I texted Jay like, yo, you better stop wearing that shirt or we teasing. And he said, Mama ain't raised no fool, took the shirt off. And we didn't have to deal with that dress shirt. But a year later, he brought back that stupid ass dress shirt. And that damn near put Rockwear out of business. The point of that story was when he's doing dumb shit, he's always dressed terrible. And that look that I saw, everything was terrible.
That was comedy right there. The way he said that was like a part of a stand up. The way he set that up.
No one wants to dress like that. No one wants to look like a broccoli face with a mixed with a goat or a goofy. No one wants to do that. Jay was aspirational. People wanted to be like him. So Jay, at Yankee Stadium, I'm giving you an order. Cut that hair off. I want you to get a Caesar. I want you to wear the baseball hat to the side.
He's aspirational, but understand, I just described his demographic, his home base, and they don't care to copy or emulate Jay-Z's style. They may have at one time, but that same demographic that he appeals to, that is diehard to him, the last thing that they care about is how he looks. They want to hear what's coming out of his mouth, pause, and they want to know what kind of business moves is he doing. That's all they care about. They want to hear bars from Jay-Z, and they want to know what next business move is he making. That's all they care about. They don't care about what he's wearing. If anything, they care about what maybe what type of jewelry. He's blown up Richard Mille and all these. They might want to care about what he's endorsing. They don't care about what he's wearing. They really don't. That he's not aspirational anymore in that manner. He's not appealing to young kids. Young kids don't care anything about Jay-Z. My 19-year-old is fully entrenched in culture. She can't tell you a damn thing about Jay-Z. And that's just what it is. But my 40-something-year-old cousin, he's going apeshit over Jay-Z and all this right now. It's all he can talk about in the group chat. It's like, nigga, man, shit. But anyway.
Some Timbs, but we want to see the old Jay. We don't want to see this version of you, bro.
They don't care. We don't care. Nobody cares.
You know? We don't want to see heart attack.
I love how delusional he is. Like he's refreshingly delusional. Like it's really an extreme law of attraction type. Like, cause I believe once you get to a certain level, it's hard for, like, when they talk about Dame being broke, his level of broke is different. Yeah. And just because of who he is and what he's done, even if he's burned a ton of bridges, there's really no reason. And again, it's not pocket watching. It's just a lesson for everybody. There's really no reason for Dame to be actually just down and out in dire straits. Again, his level of broke is different from anybody else, from a regular person's broke. And I believe that, and I would hope, just as a human being, that he gets back on top, in his version of back on top, and that he accomplishes everything that he talks about and that he is endeavoring to achieve at this point in his life. I really do.
Jake, the one that looks like they're going to fall out because they can't catch their breath. And that wig is too heavy. We don't want that, Jake. Let's preserve this legacy. And I'm not coming out there with you either. Don't call me. So don't think Damon's going to do a surprise. I'm not. I'm not getting on that dusty stage. Next question.
So when he's
Now, I want him to stand on that, because I could see, again, the fullness of time. I can see it, and if he's a man of principle, he'll stand on that. But I could really see if Jay actually, and Jay's not, but if Jay actually reached out to him, extending the olive branch, Dame would take it because it would only work for his benefit. But if he stands on the principles that he stands on, again, if those hidden truths that we don't know about really mean something to Dame and his integrity, then he's stamped it that he will never step on stage with Jay. Remains to be seen.
You said the line about your teeth tumbling out. You ain't feel the type of way.
I got my teeth. That's an old joke. That was corny. He said something that everyone. I was expecting something clever. Like they didn't tumble out, but if they did, that was 2 years ago. That's so 2 years ago. 50. Why would I be mad at that? I'm like, this thing actually. I was just more like so shocked that he's broke, allegedly, just based on that motion. Like I don't see like if he has a loan, how he's bankable because of all the accusations. So it looks like he got to work because he's working. Let me ask you a question. If he hasn't said anything in 20 years, why you think he's starting out? Why after 20 years and you 60, do you want to come back outside? And you got, look, even Charlemagne was defending this today. He's so allegedly gay about it. He doesn't even hide it. Pause. They're so gay for each other. Or he's so gay for this nigga. Pause. Like he wouldn't even admit that rap was terrible. That did you like? Was that a Jay-Z rap? Was that ROC? We running this rap shit. That even put me on no Summer Jam screen. Pause. You can't do shit like that and come back with your teeth fell out a year ago with stupid hair. Like, would you ever think that Cam would have big teeth?
Look, man, the point is, man, Jay-Z accomplished what he set out to accomplish. He got everybody talking. He didn't need to drop a whole diatribe, a whole verse, a whole album about Dame. He knew that everybody would hang on one bar, which they are. It accomplished what it did for him to get whatever buzz and to accomplish whatever he needed out of that. And it, as Dame astutely and admitted that it was an alley-oop to him, it's helping him. So they're helping each other, man. Maybe they are. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, really.
And Fredo, and that Jay would have a lion's mare with a goat face. Would you ever think this would happen? I never thought this would happen. I'm in the look how cool I still am. These niggas lost it. These are the these niggas gotta be.
You're not cool just because your teeth are super glued now. Because them teeth did come tumbling out, dog. And there's nothing cool about that, bro. Not it's barely 50 years old, bro, for your teeth to be falling out. Whatever, hey, everybody has their body is different. I've known people, teeth falling out at 40-something, beyond their control, lifestyle choices, whatever. But still, it's not cool, man. Don't try to act like that's cool. And and just dismiss that, dog. And now you talking real confident because you got the teeth super glued in. That super glue can dissolve at any moment, dog.
Do this shit. Who would put them big ass teeth in their mouth if they didn't have to? Who would do that? Why would you wear them stupid ass suits? He knows those suits are stupid. Those suits are terrible. Why would he keep doing it? To make me nauseous? And this is another thing about Jay that I still wonder about, being that he wants to be funny. Jay's breath always used to stink. And you know why? Because for some reason, don't you hate when niggas got bad breath and chew Big Red? It's just cinnamon doodle.
Cinnamon doodle is wild, bro.
Nobody wants to smell that. I hope this nigga is not still chewing Big Red with bad breath on that mic, because that mic must have been stinking. And then he dressed up like a mic. This is not the version, Jay, please. Make Jay great again.
He's on havoc mode with this roasting, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like he's throwing some darts that's landing, and they pretty funny.
That's the new slogan. Make him great again. I don't want to see this happen. Yo, you got
He's funny, but the hatred is palpable. It's so obvious, and it's the delusion. It's funny, but I can respect it. On the same time, you just have to be delusional. You can't accept defeat, whatever form of defeat that people expect him to give into. He's not doing it, and I can respect that. I really can. The delusion, and again, this is all entertainment. He knows what he's doing. He has to. He can't come on here and look weak, or he can't come on here, and he has a role to play, and he's playing it, and I can respect it.
You gotta admit, when you saw the hair, you was laughing, bro. You knew this was gonna be funny. But who told them? Wait, hold on. But hold on. Who you think told? I want to know who told them to do that, and like how they put the wig on. How do you think they did that? Like, don't you think they would have videotaped them cutting it off and it'll be on the video? Dun, dun, dun. It's no more Duke.
I guarantee you, there's footage out there. I guarantee you, not out there. I guarantee you, they document it. I'm pretty sure they document everything, as we see when these documentaries and behind the scenes and all these things come out. Everybody was talking about when Beyonce went through her pregnancies, that she didn't actually carry the babies, and then they had footage. And then now that I'm thinking, even though AI is new to a lot of us, there could have been AI footage of her actually with child. Who knows, man?
Dookie, what do you call him? Dookie Wick J. That new name is Dookie Wick, boss. I don't know how these niggas are cutting this thing up with them Dookie Wicks. And then he comes back with that shit. That was the why? What the fuck is he doing? Yo, talk to your man, B. Yo, Jay Brown, you still my man, man. Don't let him do that. No more wigs. Put the wig down. No more Dookie Wicks. Pause. And no more wigs. Next question.
Me personally, I mean, when Jay Brown got Beans and Freeway, that was a dope moment to me personally, So
Yeah. I mean, again, it's not the same.
He didn't even ask him a question. He threw out something, and Dame's gonna go with it.
It's not state property, Freeway. I mean, I'm sorry. Beans. No disrespect to Beans, but he's been through a lot. So it's just not the same. Like, I'm used to fat Beans. Pause. You feel me? We want chubby Beans, the Broadway bully.
My thing is, why are you worried about how these guys look? Why can't you just appreciate their presence, that they're still around, that they're still performing, that they're still tapping into their talent? Like, when does it become cool to talk about a man's appearance, away from just actual roasting, actual cutting the dozens, but really talking about a man's hairstyle? Like, what, you thought he was cuter when he had a low cut Caesar? Like, what's really going on, Dame? And I mess with Dame, but it's just goofy, man. I never thought I'd see the day that Dame, a guy that, if you're around my age, he was at one time very esteemed. And again, this is going to go back to why we shouldn't esteem entertainers and the entertainment so much. But he was esteemed for his business acumen and his contribution to the culture at the time. And you can never take that away from him. But he's funny, but it's sad at the same time. How the mighty have fallen.
No disrespect, but things have happened. But it's not the version that's not the last visual I'd like to see of state property. Let's say that. Freeway, again, he makes albums with me. I feel like Jay needed Freeway because they didn't show the show. Like, it's just a bunch of whack shit. Let me ask you a question. When is the last time that Jay had a hit record? And don't say 40, 40, 40, whatever that shit is, because that wasn't a hit. I want to know a hit record. When's the last time he made a hit movie? When the last time he made a hit clothing line? When the last time he made a hit anything? All he does is do brunches. Like he hasn't pushed the bar creatively, individually in this century. Like we want to see some creativity. I don't want to hear about lawsuits all day. That's what I hear more about him is lawsuits. But I'd rather he was like I guess he wasn't. I feel like it might have been all me now because he's been whacked since I wasn't around. You know what I mean? To me, he been funny dressing, and then he started growing branches. He turned into a tree. Pause. And now he's a bush. Pause. He went from a tree to a bush. That's the most interesting thing he's done is done funny hair. That's been classic. Those hairstyles are classic. But I think his friends should tease him a little. They'll keep him a little cooler. Because that would not be tolerated. None of that shit would have ever happened at Rockefeller. I wouldn't have let it. I would have been on the floor too hard. I would have been crying through the whole set with that hair. Like, you think when he walked in with, oh, that shit is fly. Like, what was the reaction to that when he walked in the room? He was like, I'm going to give him the flower pot head. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to look like the dandelion, you know, the flower, when you blow the flower and everything, I'm going to look like that. Pause. You feel? No one's going to think it's a wig. Like, I don't understand the plotting behind that. So let's move on. I could do this all day. If he wants to.
Yeah, he sure could. And that's really all he has to really talk about. I don't want to say that, but that is that's his bread and butter, that topic. Jay-Z. That's his bread and butter topic. As you can see. And he's hurt. I see a man hurt. I see a man that's delusional. But I see a man that has all the resources in the world, all the reasons to still smile, to still have hope for the next endeavor. And again, I wish Dame all the best, man. Just hope he gets to a point where he really truly doesn't have to do this, because this is goofy and it's funny, man. I mean, at the same time. So you got us watching, got us talking about it. Is what it is. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace.